Designer dogs are cute, cuddly, and often priced at over $10,000 each. Designer dogs can be costly, but they could also be deadly. Exotic breeds have become all the craze in some segments of Trinidad and Tobago society, but unknowingly, customers willing to part with huge sums of money to get one of these dogs may in fact be buying cat and bag. Tonight, reporter Jonathan Chase brings us the first installment of a series on the illicit dog trade and the impending disaster that awaits if the authorities don't address the matter quickly.
As president of the Trinidad and Tobago Veterinary Association, Dr. Curtis Padilla speaks not just for himself, but also for vets around the country. He tells C News that in recent times, the demand for high-priced lapdogs has exploded. And like the dog's cuteness, their cost knows almost no bounds.
On the average, you may be paying $10,000 to $20,000 for one of these dogs.
But even at such exorbitant prices, sometimes these pets never become the family treasures they were purchased to be.
In fact, we've had several reports of them dying within a couple of days of being acquired.
The sudden death of reputedly high pedigree dogs just days or weeks after their purchase is cause for concern. But what really sets the alarm bells off is why these dogs are dying of unknown diseases or foreign strains of diseases thought to be well managed within the local canine population. The question then is, how are these exotic dogs suffering the ill effects of diseases that don't seem to be troubling other dogs as much? The answer is in where the dogs come from and how they get into the country. C News spoke with a man with years of experience in dealing with dogs. We agreed to disguise his voice and blur his face to protect his identity and hopefully spare him and his family any backlash. Our source, for convenience sake, we'll call him Ralph. He tells us that many of the so-called toy dogs for sale in TNT are coming into the country illegally.
There are several people that bring these dogs in from South America.
Posing as a potential puppy purchaser, I went in search of a pricey pooch. My travels led me to Chagonas and to the home of a man who, in several kennels at the back of his house, kept puppies for resale. The man who supplied me with the videos, a promotional tool, readily admitted that the pups, ranging in age from a couple of weeks to 4 or 5 months old, were both unregistered and freshly imported. Pictured here are huskies, pugs, and mini poodles, all for sale for thousands of dollars, several of them recently brought into the country. You can hear our seller speaking off camera in Spanish to a worker caring for some dogs. These dogs and others like them are being shipped in illegally from South America. And they're not coming to TNT alone. They're coming in with shipments of drugs and guns, which makes tackling this problem particularly precarious.
The same transport that is used to bring these dogs are the same transport that brings in more illegal high-grade stuff.
It seems sensational, but the opinion that dogs are accompanying shipments of drugs and weapons coming into the country is shared by Dr. Padilla. He says he's heard stories and seen the evidence of puppies washed ashore when would-be smugglers ditch their cargo to escape being caught.
Our borders should not be so porous that we allow these animals to come in here unregistered and literally have not been given any sort of veterinary care before.
He's calling for tighter control of our borders, not just because smuggled dogs pose a threat to the canine population, but because diseases they might bring with them could have serious ramifications for human health, the economy, and TNT's wildlife at large. Jonathan Chase, C News.